History's most famous sculptures that everyone must see. Nefertiti Bust, 1345 BCE. The Nefertiti Bust, crafted in 1345 BCE, is an iconic piece of ancient Egyptian art, depicting the great royal wife of Pharaoh Akhenaten. Its symmetrical face and uraeus-adorned crown make it a timeless work of beauty and artistry. Found in Thutmose's workshop in Amarna, the bust is on display at the Neues Museum in Berlin, and remains one of the most copied works of ancient Egypt. Great Sphinx of Giza, 2500 BC. The Great Sphinx of Giza is a majestic limestone statue of a reclining sphinx, with the head of a human and body of a lion. It stands on the Giza Plateau in Egypt, facing west to east, and is thought to represent Pharaoh Khafre. It is 73 m long, 20 m high, 19 m wide, and its nose is believed to have been destroyed in the 18th century by Napoleon or in the 1378 CE by a religious rebel. It is the oldest known monumental sculpture in Egypt and one of the most famous statues in the world. Terracotta Army, late 3rd century BCE. The Terracotta Army is an awe-inspiring sight, with its 8,000 warriors and 130 chariots, all crafted in stunning detail. From the vivid colors of the armor and weapons to the individual faces of the figures, it's an incredible feat of ancient artistry. A must-see for anyone visiting Gian, the Terracotta Army is a testament to the craftsmanship of the Qin Shi Huang's era. The Discus Thrower, 460 to 450 BC. The Discus Thrower is an iconic ancient Greek sculpture by Milo, completed in 460 to 450 BC. It depicts a youthful male athlete throwing a discus, and is recognized for its balanced composition and rhythmic grace. It is known through its numerous Roman copies, both full-scale and smaller versions. This sculpture captures a moment of athletic action and is renowned for its harmonious beauty. Laocoön and His Sons, c. 323 BC, 31 CE. Laocoön and His Sons is a famous ancient sculpture that was excavated in Rome in 1506 and is still on display in the Vatican museums. It depicts the Trojan priest Laocoön and his sons Antiphantes and Thymbraeus being attacked by sea serpents. The figures are life-size, and the group is 2 meters, 6 feet 7 inches, in height. The sculpture is renowned for its expressions of human agony, with contorted faces and struggling bodies. It has been called the prototypical icon of human agony in Western art, and is one of the most famous ancient sculptures ever. Winged Victory of Samothrace, c. 190 BCE. The Winged Victory of Samothrace is a 2.75 m tall Hellenistic sculpture dating from the 2nd century BC. It is a votive monument originally found on the island of Samothrace and is composed of a statue of the goddess Nike and its base in the shape of a ship's bow. It is one of the few major Hellenistic statues surviving in the original, and is now on display at the Louvre Museum in Paris. Venus de Milo, 130 BCE. The Venus de Milo is an iconic ancient Greek sculpture from the Hellenistic period, believed to have been created between 150 and 125 BC. Made of Parian marble, it stands 204 centimeters, 6 feet 8 inches, high and depicts Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love. The statue is missing both arms and part of one arm, as well as the original plinth. It has been prominently displayed at the Louvre Museum since its rediscovery on the island of Milos, Greece, in 1820, and is one of the most famous works of ancient Greek sculpture. David by Donatello, 1430 to 1440. Donatello's David is a bronze sculpture from the Italian Renaissance depicting the biblical hero. This version is notably younger and more contemplative than Michelangelo's, with Goliath's head and David's sword used as structural supports. His delicate physique and large sword show that David has triumphed through divine power, while his nakedness implies the presence of God. David by Michelangelo, 1501 to 1504. Michelangelo's David is a 5.17 m marble sculpture, created between 1501 to 1504, depicting the biblical figure of David. It was unveiled in the Piazza della Signoria in Florence, symbolizing the defense of civil liberties in the city-state. It is now housed in the Galleria dell'Accademia, Florence, with a replica in its place of origin. The statue's gaze towards Rome is a warning to the powerful Medici family. The Rape of Proserpina by Gian Lorenzo Bernini, 1621–1622. The Rape of Proserpina is a stunning marble sculpture by Gian Lorenzo Bernini depicting the abduction of Proserpina by the god Pluto. Bernini drew inspiration from Gian Bologna and Annibale Carracci, and the sculpture is made of rare Carrara marble. It is renowned for its realism, with the trickle of tears adding an element of emotion to Proserpina's face. The details of the sculpture make it a must-see for art enthusiasts. Pietà, 1498–1499. Michelangelo's Pietà is a famed sculpture located in St. Peter's Basilica, Vatican City. It is a representation of the sixth sorrow of the Virgin Mary and Jesus at Mount Golgotha. The figures have an out-of-proportion arrangement, with Mary's drapery and head at the top of the pyramidal structure. Michelangelo's interpretation of the Pietà is unique, with a young and beautiful Mary instead of an older woman. Perseus with the Head of Medusa, 1545–1554. Benvenuto Cellini's Perseus with the Head of Medusa is a bronze sculpture made between 1545–1554. It depicts the mythological story of Perseus beheading Medusa with her head crowned with writhing snakes in his raised hand. The sculpture is surrounded by 3 marble statues of Hercules, David, and Neptune. Cellini's use of bronze was highly innovative, and a self-portrait of the sculptor can be seen on the back of Perseus' helmet.